Clearly, his influence already being felt. But is it fair to expect that Aaron Rodgers is going to do the same thing for this Jets team that Tom Brady did for the 2020 Buccaneers? That was Brady's first year in Tampa, and then they went and took home the Lombardi. Jason, fair or unfair?
You talk about expectations. I'm balding. I don't have hair. And I feel like you can set out for expectations of how to fix this issue. You can try to go an easy way and just get a toupee and stick it on the top of your head. You can go to the barbershop and have them do the little spray and see if it's going to last. Or you can go full out and have like a hair transplant to try to fix the issue, which you think is going to last for a long time. For the Jets, they looked at their season last year and was like, we have a quarterback issue. They could have went out and tried to sign Jimmy Garoppolo in free agency. They had Derek Carr in for a visit at one point. They could have went that route. But they chose the hair transplant. They wanted to go all in and get the best of the best, and with that comes high expectations. So when you talk about is it fair, absolutely. The Jets should have an expectation of a Super Bowl doing what Tom Brady does. That's the level of quarterback that Aaron Rodgers is. And then when you just start to look at some of the numbers, pull up this full screen, because my mom used to tell me, I can show you better than I can tell you. And you look at the Jets from 2022 and the Buccaneers from 2019 before Brady got there, and then obviously this is the Jets before Aaron Rodgers got there. Amount of wins, both of them had 7. You look at the one-score losses, all of that stuff. A 12-year playoff drought. This is two teams that were in similar kind of despair of figuring out what's next. And you look at that Bucs team the year before Brady got there, really good against the run. Gerald McCoy, a guy that established a lot of that on the front end of being able to stop guys trying to run the ball on them. This Jets defense last year, really good against the pass. There are a lot of things to hang your hat on for these football teams, but they were missing that quarterback position. So for this New York Jets team, you get a guy like Aaron Rodgers, not only his ability on the field of when he has the ball in his hands and he's throwing it to a Garrett Wilson, to an Allen Lazard, to all of these guys, but also what he has right now, being in the building, telling a young guy what it's going to take to make the team, jumping off film. This is a guy that has seen it all in his professional career and has been through every phase. So having him in the building, as soon as he walks in, the belief all the way from your star player to the people cleaning up the building at night, the expectation is, my goodness, we're going to be a good football team this year. I may need to start requesting Super Bowl tickets for my family.
Yeah, you are setting the bar high, and I don't think you're wrong. What you got also was another coach, and it might be as much as saying you got another head coach. The way he's talking right there, that is coach speak right there. That is not player speak. And at 39 years old, when he's got teammates who are 21 years old who have never experienced winning culture, Rodgers is coming in and he's bringing that. I think that might be almost as important as the actual football this time of year. He's teaching, he's guiding, and oh yeah, by the way, the offensive coordinator, who's new to all these other guys, he had 2 MVP seasons with in Green Bay. So he speaks that language also. And I also think the bar's been set. Brady set that bar. He said, okay, I'm going to go and join, and that was in a much different situation. It was in the middle of a pandemic. He had never played for Bruce Arians. He had never met any of those players. And it got started off rocky. They were about 3-3 to start the season. They eventually go on to win a Super Bowl. But the very next year, a playoff team from the year before goes and upgrades and goes and gets Matthew Stafford, and then the Rams go and win the Super Bowl. So this whole thing of like, well, give it a couple years, and there's a grace period, and gosh, you can't expect that. Stafford came in, and this was a good team with Goff. They went to a Super Bowl with Goff. Maybe they win in another way. They won the Super Bowl with Matthew Stafford and took clutch wins against Tampa, in Tampa there, of course, the NFC Championship game. He came back from behind against the Niners. And then in the Super Bowl, he had an epic fourth-quarter comeback where he threw a no-look pass to go beat the Cincinnati Bengals. That's 2 first-year quarterbacks that were veterans joining young teams that have been looking to get over the hump have found a way. Now, the contrast was I picked the Denver Broncos to be one of the outstanding teams last year. I thought that Russell Wilson would do the same for Denver and just assumed, well, that's the new standard, that, you know, you get a great quarterback and you go and you join this team and the quarterback is all you need and then you go over the... What I misunderstood was that it takes a lot more than just the acquisition. It has to be the right culture, it has to be the right mix with the coach, has to be the right offense. And Russ's team was horrible last year, and it didn't work out. And I don't think any of his Super Bowl experience seeped down to all those players, because I don't know if Russ played as well as we thought he would. So I'd say that Stafford and Brady have set the bar. Gerald, I don't know what you think about this one.
I got a different take on that. I think you can have expectations and the bar has been set, but we got to look at a couple different things. With me knowing, spending most of my career in Tampa and knowing the talent that's been down there, I knew the problem with Tampa is we did have a quarterback issue. And Jason, like you said, the year before they were really good. They were really good. They just didn't win the games that were necessary because they won 7 games with their quarterback throwing 30 picks, okay? 30 picks and they won 7 games. But I want to point something out that the Rams have in common and the Bucs have in common. We'll just say a couple names. Rob Gronkowski, all 100 team, right? Levante David, all-pro. Shaq Barrett, all-pro. JPP, Super Bowl winner, all-pro. Ndamukong Suh, all-pro. Future Hall of Famer. Mike Evans, all-pro. Chris Godwin's, all-pro. AB, all-decade team. And then they brought in Leonard Fournette. They had a team full of veteran, all-pros. The Jets don't have that. They got a lot of young guys. And then we're talking about bringing in a guy of Brady's caliber. He's not Tom Brady. Think about this. He's telling everybody how to win. This is what you got to do. You got to do this. He haven't gotten over the hump since 2011.
Yeah.
Brady was always getting over the hump. So the stigma with Rodgers is, and he's my favorite player, so I mean, this is hurting me to say, but
no, I respect that
when
you
he
are.
gets in the playoffs, what they've been saying is, I mean, we all seen it, he can't get over the hump. He can't finish it. You win back-to-back MVPs, and you get in the playoffs, and you can't finish it. So I think it's a collective effort, and you can look at it and say, yes, you can expect it, but that's a completely different situation to me because you had a lot of vets that were all pros, knew how to win, were dominant in this league, and then you bring in the greatest player we've ever seen play this game. That's a completely different situation. So you can't really compare that to what Tampa did.
I'm with Gerald. I think it's a little unfair in the sense that I think what Tom did in Tampa when you talk about winning culture is that he proved to them no matter what kind of game you were having, no matter how much you might be down, you can still go out and win it. And I think he immediately changed that perception. Obviously, there's the Tom Brady ridiculous Super Bowl comeback. And the Bucs found themselves in that situation more than once that season where they were down. Probably shouldn't have won the game. And I think in the past wouldn't have won that game. And because there was a Tom Brady there, they were like, we're down 17-0 in Atlanta. No problem. We'll just come back and win this game. And I think he immediately changed that perception. And then just to expound on what Gerald said, let's just take a look at the pass catchers alone that Tom Brady had on that Tampa team. These are just his pass catchers that he walked into. And the first thing Tom said, he never had that in New England. Well, obviously he had Gronk in New England, but it's Pro Bowl. I mean, every single one of them, a combined 17 Pro Bowl appearances. And Gerald named some guys on defense and all pro. This is just his pass catchers. You look at over on the Jet side, and yes, there's tremendous upside over there in New York, and there's Garrett Wilson. But if we pull up what it looks like over on the Jets right now, their pass catchers, they have a combined total of 2 Pro Bowl appearances. One is Randall Cobb from back in 2014. The other one is Mecole Hardman from 2019. It's just, and that's not to say that those guys can't get there. That's not to say that these guys aren't going to be superstars. But Tom Brady walked into a situation where these guys, he was just looking at Pro Bowl options left and right. And what I think he did change, though, is you had guys in that locker room. There had been a couple guys that had won a Super Bowl. JPP was one of them. But you had a lot of guys that had never even gone to the playoffs. And he immediately changed that idea. I think where Aaron and Tom are the same is when either one of them talks, guys are going to listen. And you clear. I mean, look, Aaron steps up to the podium. We play that soundbite. We're all locked in listening. Like anything he says, we're listening. So the young guys are going to listen. That definitely changes immediately as opposed to what the Jets just had. This is a guy with experience. This is a guy that people respect. It's not the same when we start counting up rings. It certainly is not the same. But in terms of respecting what this guy's going to say, they're going to listen. But I think what Aaron has to work with, I mean, statistically, it is different.
I'd ask both of you guys, because Jason and I have talked about Rodgers ad nauseum at this table, and we've disagreed on expectations. I think if the Jets make the playoffs, Jets fans are over the moon and, okay, we're relevant. Jason says Super Bowl because he's a Super Bowl champion, says if you're going to make that move, what's the realistic expectation in a loaded AFC? Both of you guys, what do you think for the New York Jets this season going into this year?
Realistic expectation? I mean, first they got to get in the playoffs, but I believe they're good enough to get to the AFC Championship, but I also believe everything has to be clicking. You know, everything has to be hitting on every cylinder because, I mean, A-Rod, he said, if you give us home field advantage at Lambeau, I would love to see somebody come up here and beat us, and the Bucs went and did it. So, you know, I think realistically,
and the Niners getting to next year.
Yes. So I think realistically, getting to the AFC Championship, that's realistic. But I mean, I have a lot of friends who are Jets fans, and they like, listen, we want to win a Super Bowl. Playoffs ain't good enough for us. So I'm telling you right now, Jets fans do not want playoffs. They want to win it all. So.
By the way, I don't think there's a problem with thinking that you should win it all. I mean, I obviously Aaron Rodgers and the Jets should think that they should win it all. Is it fair? Like the question was, is it fair to put the same sort of label on him as Tom Brady? And I don't think it's fair, but I think you should want to win it. I think they have a harder path than that Buccaneers team had. Look at their division.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, you got the Bucs didn't have to contend with the Bills. The Bucs didn't have to contend with the Dolphins team that has done nothing but load up. I think there's enough talent to get in. I think that division's going to be awesome to watch. But I think like the comparisons, you can't. It's not apples to apples on that. And I think Aaron Rodgers and those guys have a tougher road to get there.
For sure. You can poke holes through it, but I still think Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, this is the expectation. This is the standard. That Bucs team in 2019, Jameis threw 30 interceptions, but he also threw 30 touchdowns. The Jets last year, they lost a game to New England where they scored 3 points. Had they just been able to kick 2 field goals, they would have been able to win that game where they returned the punt. So that Jets offense, you talk about Jameis struggling. They had Chris Streveler in the game late in the season, and they still had a chance to make the playoffs throughout that year. So Aaron Rodgers is a huge upgrade because of what they were able to do last year. And obviously, you can find reasons why they will not win the Super Bowl, but my expectations is with a guy like Aaron Rodgers, they'll be competing for one.
Double